What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Tim, back with another video, coming to you from a fallen over tree in the middle of the creek, okay? See the creek behind me? There's the creek in front of me. And we are just posted up on this fallen over tree. Now, hopefully this tree isn't like termite ridden in the middle, and when my 155 pounds sits on it for more than 2 minutes, it does like fall over. I don't think so, because this tree has been here for some years. I've been coming to the same spot and I always see this tree, and I was like, you know what, today I'm posting up on it and we're gonna do a little video. And I wanted it to be a sobriety video because I haven't done a sobriety video in a while. And also I got a comment today that really touched my soul. I was going through my comments like I do throughout the day, and I got a comment from a viewer that said, I know I need to quit drinking, but I'm too weak. I'm worried about it affecting my liver, my health, but I'm just too weak. I enjoy drinking too much. I just know I can't do it. And that really hit me, because that was me at one point. That was me at one time many years ago. And I've been very open about like the bad behavior, you know, the fights, the car accidents, the blackouts, you know, just the hangovers, the ruined relationships, the jail time. I've been very open about all the things that were happening to me because of my addiction, because of my drinking. But at the same time, I felt exactly the same way. So it felt like this never-ending cycle, because I was like, I need to quit, but I know I can't quit. I love it too much. I loved it too much. That was basically back then what I lived for, okay? I lived to get drunk. You know, I worked and I paid the bills, but life really revolved around, you know, getting drunk, hanging out with my friends, picking up women. That was my life. And it was fun. And I loved it. But it also was ruining my life, but I felt like there was nothing I could do about it. So, now keep in mind, what I'm about to share with you now, these are my opinions based on my story, what I've been through. I'm not saying this is true for everyone, but I just want to say I got good news and bad news, okay? I got good news and bad news, and they're kind of meshed together. The good news is, like I said, I once felt the same way, but the day came when I found the strength. The bad news is I found the strength because drinking started messing my life up even worse, okay? It got to the point where I knew I had to quit, or I was gonna end up doing something that probably landed me in prison, or I was gonna drink myself to death. Good news and bad news. The good news is the day came when I found the strength. The bad news is it had to get really bad for me to find it. But that might also be the good news, you know? I think a lot of times in life, it is baked into the cake that if things get too far out of whack, we somehow find an inner strength to change or to fix it. You know, a lot of people talk about hitting rock bottom. Sometimes you get to a place in life, you hit rock bottom, and then like, there's no other alternative but to find the strength and like, do what you need to do. The only other alternative is like dying because of your vices, dying because of your addictions, dying because of your behaviors. And while right now, it might seem to you like that might be what happens, you know, you might be like, well, I can't stop, so I probably am gonna drink until my liver fails, or I probably am gonna drink until I, you know, get in an accident drunk and kill myself or kill somebody. Or I am gonna drink until my marriage is over and I run my kids away. Or I am gonna drink until I'm broke. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. As you get closer to a lot of the like really trouble areas, as you get closer to like the point of no return for a lot of these things, you will start to change. And this may not be true for everyone. I know right now everybody's thinking of examples of family members they knew who hit rock bottom and kept going, but they're not you. And we can't base our life or how we see our life on just one person, okay? If you're gonna base how you think your life is gonna go on one person, well then pick somebody who figured it out. Pick somebody who quit. It is weird in life. We'll just look at one person who didn't do it and then be like, well, I'm probably going to not be able to do it either. No. Look around you. You can base your life on a bunch of different people. Or if you want to base what you think you're going to be able to do on one person, pick somebody who did what you want to do. But there's something about life for a lot of us that when things are kind of bad, you know, we just keep going along with them. When things are, you know, a little worse, we just kind of keep going along with it. But when things get really bad, when things start to really get bad, there's something, inner strength, or I don't even know what to call it, that starts to come up. And it's like, no, whoa, wait a second. And I know for me, there was just a part of me that realized I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I couldn't go out that way. As much as there was a part of me that wanted to, as much as there's a part of me that wanted to just be like, hey, screw it. I'll just drink myself to death. I got family members who did that for all intents and purposes. Family tradition, whatever. There was a part of me that said that. But there was another part of me that started getting stronger and was like, nah, bro, like, this ain't us. No, like, you're not gonna have peace. You know, I don't mind dying, but I do want to die with peace. I do want to die knowing like I'm living my best life, or I was attempting to. And as the blackouts start getting worse and the sickness start getting worse and some of the behaviors start just getting, you know, when the blackouts come, like, the behaviors are bad enough when you remember it. The bad behavior that you don't remember, that really starts to mess with you, because then you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're out here doing because you're blacking out and you don't remember it. Oh, I like that. I like that. I got to remember that. I like that. I wish I could do the whole video like this, but it's hurting my arm. But anyway, as things progress, and once again, this isn't for everybody. You know, some people might just have to, I think some people at the same level they're at now, if they work the process, eventually they'll find whatever that inner, whatever is inside of them that allows them to get sober. But I think for some of us, it just takes continuing to drink, while maybe simultaneously working the process, but it takes our lives getting worse. It takes us getting to the point of no return. It takes us getting to rock bottom or close to it. And then suddenly something shifts, something changes. The only constant in life is change. You got to think about that too. The only constant in life is change. And for some reason, we always think things are going to change negatively. But that's not true. Sometimes things change positively. You know, the person you are now is not the person you're going to be a year from now. And that doesn't mean that things are going to be worse a year from now. Things could be better a year from now, you know? So these are the things to think on. Just because like you might be weak right now and you might not have whatever that is inside of you. I don't like to use the word willpower, but you might not have whatever it is inside of you that you think you need to quit. Please realize that like you will not always be that person. Things will change. And sometimes it might be things changing for the worse that make you stop. If you're worried about your liver, if you're worried about health stuff, you might have a really, like right now you might just be worried about it. 6 months from now, you might go to the doctor and the doctor might be like, you see this x-ray? That's your liver right there. Okay, you see this CAT scan? That's what used to be your liver. You know what I mean? You never know. And like I said, this is not a video to scare anyone. This is just a video to let you know that like, you're not always going to be in the place you're in now. You know, your family leaving you, your husband or your wife walking out on you might be what it takes. The kids not talking to you might be what it takes. Who knows? Who knows? Or it could just be you work the process enough and you get enough wins that your subconscious starts to get reprogrammed and you start to be like, oh, I don't have to drink. You might be like, oh, I still love drinking. I still love it, but I don't have to do it. That's how I was. The day came when like, I didn't like drinking because it was making me sick, but I still love being drunk. The day never came where Tim was like, oh, I don't like being drunk. No. That day still hasn't come. I just didn't like what being drunk did to me. I don't like what, like when I drink, what I do to other people, you know? So I had to quit. But the day never came where I was like, oh, I don't like it. So you might be like, man, I like drinking too much. You might continue for the rest of your life to have those feelings around drinking. But that does not mean that you can't stop. There's a lot, like, think about all the things in life too that you would love to do if you could. There's a lot of things in life we would love to do if we could, but we can't, so we don't. There's a lot of things in life we would love to not have to do, but we kind of have to, so we do. You know, a lot of people hate their job, but they're like, hey, I got to get up and go to work because I need the money, pay the bill, blah, blah, blah. A lot of others, hey, at that job, you know, you might have a day where you're like, if Sheila don't stop talking to me, I would love to punch her in the face. You don't punch Sheila in the face because you don't want to go to prison. You want to go to jail. Sheila's going to call the cops. Sheila will snitch, okay? You don't do it. So the day could come when drinking gets added to the list of things that, like, I would really, really like to do, but I just can't do it. And if you get strong enough mentally, also like working through the physical withdrawals, things of that nature, if you get strong enough, that's doable, you know? But just because you're feeling weak now, just because you might have tried to stop before and it didn't work out, just because maybe you've never been able to stop, does not mean that it's going to be that way forever. Everything changes. You change. The way your body handles the alcohol changes. Like, that was another thing for me. My body just physically can't take it. My body just physically cannot take it. It makes it a lot easier not to drink when you're sick for 2 whole days after drinking. So please, please, even if right now in this moment you're like, hey, I know I'm in the throes of drinking, I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, just remember and keep reminding yourself that you do want to quit. If nothing else, right before you take that first drink every day or every night, just try this. Just be like, one day I'm gonna quit this. You know what I mean? Even if that's all you can do right now, is if you just say, hey, one day I'm gonna quit this because I know it's killing me and it's ruining my relationship, whatever. Even if you go and get wasted after that, if you can just keep in your mind that you do want to quit one day, and then anytime you have a day where you're just like, you know what, I don't think I need to drink today, not drink it. If every time you do feel strong enough, even if you're like, overall, I'm weak as water. Which water is actually very strong. But if overall you feel like you're too weak to quit, if every now and then, twice a month, 3 times a month, you cannot drink, don't drink. That's how you build up the strength. That's how you keep it in mind, like, okay, this is not forever. But when you just say, hey, I know I can't ever give it up, I'm not strong enough, your subconscious just takes that in. You know, the part of you that is going to arise up and be the strength you need to quit, if you keep telling it, it doesn't need to come up, it's not gonna come up. But if you just keep saying, hey, one day we're gonna figure this out, one day we're gonna solve this, then there's always gonna be a part of you that's like, all right, okay, I know you need me to help you one day, just let me know when. Okay, you didn't drink today, all right, I think that's my signal. Is that my signal? Okay. And then as you know, your body starts to break down, or you start to mess more stuff up in your life possibly, that party's all right, hey, I feel like it might be my time to shine. Just let me know when you need me. And I know for me, that part of me, when I needed it, came forward. It was still a struggle. It was still hard. It still took a while. There were still stops and starts. But eventually, that part of me, the strong part of me, the part of me that wanted us to be able to live a life that we're proud of, and not a life that we're 65% proud of, but then we got this other 35%? that carry the 7? This other percent that we're not proud of. No, I wanted to live kind of like now we're like, I'm about 90%. You know, we all got that little 5-10% stuff we do we're not too proud of. But hey, if I can live 90% of my life and I can look myself in the mirror 90% of the time, and I know when people are talking about me, 90% of the time is good or it's decent, or at least they're like, Tim is trying. He might mess up, but he's trying. He's not just giving in. Well, then that's a win for me. That's the life I can live with. That's the life I can die with. And like, I genuinely believe that is possible for each and every one of us. It just starts with belief. And I know that sounds very cliche, but I firmly believe that you might be too weak now, but trust me, you have depths of inner strength that you haven't even tapped into. And when that day comes that you need to tap into them, I think you'll tap into them. So that's my video for today. I'm gonna try to get off this tree without falling into the creek. I appreciate y'all watching. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment box below. I love each and every one of y'all. Keep fighting, keep working the process. You can quit. Love y'all.